Done. Okay. Wow. Well, you're recording?
Yeah.
Okay. That took long enough.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. Seth, how
you
are you,
recording?
dude? Yeah. Are you recording? Halfway through us again. So I have Seth, aka Deutero Comical, on the channel today, and we have really bright lights. They look dark to you, but they're really bright. So we got sunglasses on. Yeah. What's up, dude?
Dude, this has been an awesome conference.
It has been
so
fun.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, we're at the Catholic Answers Conference 2024. For those who don't know, this is the Catechumens Unfinished beer right here, and you
Got a
have
little bit of his
you have
DNA.
Sips with Sarah's beer.
I have Sips with Sarah DNA on my mouth right now.
Oh man, I told Braden, I was like, I hope you don't have like canker sores or something. I don't. Oh man, it's been so fun. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool because like a lot of us, not everyone that was here met at the Creator Conference that
A lot of us
Kyle
did, though, yeah.
but a lot of us did, and then all the other ones just fit in naturally. And then the apologists have just been super nice. We've all
Yeah.
just been hanging out in the green rooms, chatting. A lot of interviews going on. A lot of this set, which like looks
Yeah.
pretty dope for a
We've
hotel
gotten so
room.
many interviews out of this.
Yeah.
It's been so cool. Like, we're a little different off camera than on camera, obviously, but I
Yeah.
feel like I just like know you guys. Like,
Yeah.
we hang out and we have fun.
You sound way different than the AI voices you use.
Yeah, I'm not. Dude, I tried cloning my own voice.
Yeah.
And you know, everyone's like, when you hear your own voice, you're like, that doesn't sound like me. But like, legitimately, it just did not sound like me. And I was
Really?
like, what did I do wrong? I don't know.
Really? That's
So, I don't know.
interesting. I feel like some voices work better than others.
Certainly,
Like
yeah.
when you've done Trent Horn's AI voice, it's like,
like
dead on.
impeccable,
Matt
yeah.
Fradd is like, you can see where
If
it's
you have an
going.
accent, it struggles.
It
yeah.
struggles, yeah. Does that mean AI is racist?
Ooh.
It's like doesn't
Could
like
be.
accents. Yeah. That's interesting. Well, if you guys all know Deutero Comical, because I mean, you're like the Catholic comedian.
Well, you have more subscribers than me, so
barely. Not
It would-
well.
it would
Depends on
necessarily
when it's posted,
mean-
because you and I have recorded something that if it's it'll be posted before this. So you
Okay.
probably passed me already.
yeah, all right, we'll see.
But yeah.
That'd be awesome. But
How did you what made you start this?
oh, so this goes back all the way to the lockdowns in 2020.
Okay.
I made a video, which is actually on my channel. It's not very good just because it's so rusty or whatever. But it was Matt Fradd and Trent Horn talking, and I did, the YTP edit. I made it, and I sent it to a couple friends, and then I emailed it to Matt Fradd, and he was like, oh, this is so hilarious. Thanks for making this kind of thing. I was like, oh, that's fun. Didn't do anything again for like 4 years, 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, that was funny, I guess. Then I made another video. This would have been like spring of 2023. I feel like I might be getting my dates wrong. I made a video of Matt Fradd versus Matt Fradd versus Frat Mad, where he's arguing with
good.
himself on a.
Yeah.
I made that. Matt Fradd shared it, and it got like a few thousand views.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, like people seem to kind of like this. Like I wasn't really expecting people to find my type of humor funny. I kept making more videos, and people kept saying like, please make more of these. And it was like people, like random people on the internet. It wasn't like my friends saying make more of these. It was like, yeah. So I was like, all right, I'll keep making more. Matt Fradd would share. Matt Fradd reacted to one, and then I started making videos of other people. They would share and react, and just so much positive feedback, overwhelmingly positive. And I got to a point where I'm like, I guess I keep making this. This is a lot of fun. I love this. And like, it's amazing how motivated you get when you know even like 100 people are going to watch it. Like you're so motivated to make something versus like if you don't know anyone will watch it. So I've been just trying to crank out videos. I feel like most of them have been received well. Some are better than others, but I'm proud of all of them. So
It's creative, dude. It shows two things. One, you're creative and you have funny ideas, but two, you watch way too much YouTube content.
the niche references and it can only come from someone who watches too much Catholic YouTube.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
like you have references even this weekend, like between like your YouTube stuff and just stuff you've been saying, and like he's tapped on everything happening in Catholic media. Yeah,
especially I get really interested in the fringe stuff.
That's the funniest stuff.
Yeah, it's
that's
just
the funniest stuff.
I find it funny, and it's funny when I make a video and I reference something fringe, and people like, oh, I get the joke, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah,
right. And then it makes other people aware of it. But like, if I become aware of something super cringe, and like super on the edge through comedy, it's a little different than being like.
And that's
"Ugh."
kind of the one. I mean, there's kind of two elements to my channel. One is just like comic relief, chill out, like church politics or scandal or whatever, like. Infighting, it's nice to just have something where you laugh at,
right.
And people can hopefully laugh at themselves. Occasionally, though, I do like to make use satire to actually make a point. By using satire, I can be like, hey, this Catholic figure who says this kind of ridiculous thing, use humor in a lighthearted way, in a way that they would hopefully appreciate maybe,
Right.
but also pointing out like, hey, do you hear how silly this sounds when I phrase it this way? I'm saying the same thing
Right.
you say, but I'm phrasing it in a different way. So hopefully there's some element of social commentary there, but if nothing else,
Oh,
if I
I
make
think
people
so.
laugh, that's all I need. Yeah.
Well, I think it's good for that reason because one, like the Catholic media space just needs that levity right now. Like there's some tension, there's some tough stuff, but the fact that it's crazy that like some of your first content you get big creators sharing.
Yeah.
Like I could make a video being like, "Hey, Pints with Aquinas, you helped me convert, and I have theological ideas too," and
Yep.
he would never see it, but because it's comedy, it has a unique angle to reach people that
Yeah.
like a theology video or an apologetics video doesn't, because
Yeah.
there's so much of that, people expect it, and if you're not already competitive with the top tier,
Yeah.
but like you're doing something so different that in our niche there's not
really the only
you know.
other person doing it before me was Laura Horn, and
Yeah.
I stand on the shoulder of giants.
For
I
more
suppose.
information on that, watch Seth's video.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Trent.
And hers was great, very different than mine though. So as far as what I was doing, I felt like I was the only one really tapping into that particular type of video. So
Yeah, it's so fun too because it's like comedy is like a way that we can all laugh together and like unite around things that we share. And in something like a religious context, it's even more niche, obviously, than like a generic comedy
Right,
show.
yeah.
But it's really fun because then there's things that I'm thinking about often that there's a lot of comedic opportunities that
yeah.
if I went on like a Kill Tony set, I could say a joke that would be in your videos, and they'd be like, "What?" But we have
Right,
like
yeah,
this,
yeah.
there's this unity, and even across dividing lines within the Catholic media sphere, that laughter can still happen.
Yeah,
That's cool.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really cool because I'm a cradle Catholic. I love my faith. I wanted to do something that showed that passion. I didn't particularly feel like there was anything I could add to the apologetic scene. Maybe there is, but there wasn't anything in mind where it's like, oh, this particular subject, I really know a lot about it. No one's talking about it. So it's like, I don't need to make another video that someone's already made about a certain topic.
Sure.
I was like, let me use the knowledge I have to make some humor.
So did you are you someone that's like super into comedy and satire? Like who are your inspirations in that maybe you're narrowing in on a really niche field, but like what brought in the
that's a good
broader sense
question.
inspired this?
I don't know that my videos have really inspiration as far as other people I can really point to. I mean, there's the YouTube poop has been around for a long time,
Right.
so I could point to certain YouTube channels maybe that did that, but obviously not comedy. And to be frank, there's a lot of vulgar stuff going on
Sure.
with YouTube. Like there's always you'll watch a YouTube poop and be like, this is so funny, but then there's the one really like vulgar joke. And it's like, no, well, now I can't share this with anyone because, so I try to avoid that obviously. Yeah, I mean, I like some like slapstick comedy movie, like Airplane and stuff like that. I don't know if that really has seeped into my videos, but I kind of like the off the wall, like absurdist kind of humor. And yeah, that's what's fun with the AI voice generation. It's like you can make someone say something that like you could never really see them saying, but hearing it in their voice, it just kind of, I don't know, it elicits a response.
It's so
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, because like some of the voices are not like totally spot on, but they're
Right.
close enough to where like if you've watched a lot of their content, you're like, that would be so funny. But with that, you still have to be good at writing too. Like your writing is really good.
Thank
Some
you.
of your like the references you make, the timing and all that, it's really good.
Yeah, so I do have to make a confession here. I have used ChatGPT to help me with ideas.
That's fine.
It's ChatGPT is not very good at humor, from what I can
Yeah, that
tell.
makes
I mean,
sense.
yeah, it's just not good there. It's not really great at the niche references, but like I've used ChatGPT as like a springboard. Like,
Yeah.
give me some ideas, or like give me some like puns, or like something, and then like it's a good starting point.
Mm-hmm.
That's been awesome. But yeah, I have had to be creative in that field. It doesn't always come together quickly. Sometimes it's like I can't think of anything, and then it kind of just all comes together at the last minute.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind of how creativity is, sometimes. So
What I love about it too is like there's some jokes that are like poking fun at like mostly like what we could say like within the sphere of like Orthodox good Catholicism.
the
But
people
stuff-
outside of the edges.
But
yeah.
when you make fun of the edges, it's really nice because that's stuff that normally I see content about like how wrong they are, and it makes me so mad. But then when I see something that makes me realize how absurd it is, and I'm laughing,
Yeah.
it's like I'm not mad. It's like, oh, that's clearly not worth taking seriously.
well, and it's kind of
But
a great
it's,
example. So one of my earlier videos was Taylor Marshall debates Bishop Barron. Can you pray is praying the rosary in English a
That's
sin? So it's like, obviously Taylor Marshall doesn't think that.
Right.
But it's so funny that like you could laugh because like, okay, that's like an extreme version of what something he might say. But also like his fans might also like, I don't think his fans would be like offended by that.
Right.
They'd be like, oh yeah, that's kind of funny. Like he would never say that. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. It's like hopefully
So
everyone
funny.
can laugh at this.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So I mean, you talked like some ideas come together fast, some take a while. Like, what's your process? Are you just like watching stuff and then you have an idea and then that like turns into a video?
Most of my stuff is not current events.
Okay. That's
Sometimes
good.
I try to do like when Matt Fradd went on, or when Jordan Peterson went on Matt Fradd's show, I knew I have to make a video on this. So what
That
I did
one
is
was so good.
what I did on that is I download. I was gonna watch it just because I'm on his locals, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. I was like, no, I'm gonna download it. I'm gonna put it in my video editing software. I'm gonna watch it as I would, and anytime either of them say something that could be taken out of context, I'm just gonna cut it there. So when I come back, I'll have these little sections of funny out of context moments. So like there's stuff like that where I know like, okay, I have to make a video on this. Otherwise though, it's really spontaneous where like I'll just have an idea and I'll be like, I'm gonna write that down and then I'm gonna slowly work on it. Normally I try to have like 2 or 3 ideas in the chamber while I'm working, because I try to do a video a week, whether that's sustainable or not, we'll see. But I try to have like 2 or 3 ideas in the chamber, and I'll kind of work on a little bit of each until one really just picks up. I'm like, all right, this is going to be the next video because it's flowing the easiest. But yeah, it's really kind of as you go. Sometimes I'll have a video that's 2 minutes long and it sits in the video editing software for a couple weeks, and I come back to it and then I crank it out. It's really just, yeah, there's no way to, there's no science to it.
That's like my work style too. I'm like a burst of energy type of editor, because it like some people can just sit down and grind it out. My wife's that way. I think Braden's kind of that way. He'll just sit down and just and grind it. I'm like, dude, I gotta have like inspiration.
Yeah.
A burst of energy, and then it just like, then you can't stop me once it gets going. You know. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, man, it's such a cool. I think it's fun for Catholics to have something like this just for them, you know, because like if I wanted comedy before, I'd like go to a comedy like special or like Ping Trip for Joe Rogan, right? Which I watch a lot of.
Yeah,
that, so
he's
it's
like
I get that,
yeah.
but
Just
to have it
right.
for the stuff I like care about the most is such a cool thing.
And it's been so cool to like, because I have the opportunity to meet a lot of the people I've made videos on. I got to meet Matt Fradd.
Yeah, that's fun.
Got to meet Trent Horn, obviously. That's so much fun because like, yeah, and it's always a joy to see people react positively to it, because you never know if someone might be like, oh, I didn't appreciate that or something. That's really not happened, with very few exceptions.
Right.
But yeah, that's been so cool to just see people like, yeah, that was hilarious. Like, good job. Keep up with the good work. All the apologists I've run into this weekend have said the same thing. So
it's cool that they all know you. Like, so what I loved is seeing like, so obviously you're in Kyle Whittington's server, the Creator Corner, and all that. And like having all the Catholic Answers guys in there, like a lot of their staff, like their video team and stuff, hearing like Zach and Thomas talk about like, oh dude, we sent that one around the office and people were howling.
That's so cool to hear.
That's
Yeah, and like it's not good for my ego, but it's just so cool to hear, because like I didn't know that. Like I wasn't sure. Like, did they share it around? Did they find it funny?
Did I
they
piss them off?
Yeah. And then they're just like, when I met them at the Creator Conference and they found out who I was, like, dude, we share your videos everywhere. Everyone loves it. Like, make more. Like, make them more edgy. Like I was like, okay.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
The Jordan Peterson one, dude, there were some lines I was like, oh, I think
amazing.
that's hilarious. Yeah. There's some really edgy stuff that I thought was so funny.
I still don't know if Matt Fradd has watched that. Because I saw him at the Creator Conference, and he's seen a few of my videos. He shared some of them. I'm assuming he's subscribed to me, because that's the only way he would find some of the videos. But I was like, oh, have you seen the Jordan Peterson one? He's like, I haven't yet. I'm like, if you don't watch any other video of my channel ever again, just please watch that one. And he said he would. I don't know if he has, but if you're watching, please watch it. I think you'll like it. It's got some good moments.
That was one where it's like the edit was really good back and forth with like the reaction shots and stuff. I mean, you really have to be, when you're watching content, you have to be paying attention to stuff. Like, oh, there's a reaction shot there that was kind of odd that like I can use for a comedic effect.
And Jordan Peterson is so funny, because if he gets like mad, or like you bring up some idea that he's mad about, or a person he's angry about, he'll get so animated and it'll seem like he's mad at the person interviewing him. And that was
Yeah.
perfect because I just used that to make it seem like
All over the
Jordan
place,
Peterson
yeah.
is just mad at Matt Fradd. Like, why'd you invite me on your show?
Jordan Peterson reminds me of the Joker in so many ways, like the way he looks and dresses. But like I love him to death,
yeah,
so I'm not
yeah.
saying like ideologically he's
Yeah,
like the
no, of
Joker,
course.
but like he's kind of got that madman thing going on. And like with the suits.
You need to,
and-
if you haven't watched it yet, I think it was Pink Trip, Jordan Peterson and Lex Friedman. Have you seen that one?
Oh, I don't think I
It's
have.
like a 2-minute video, but it's so good because it's like, it makes Jordan Peterson look like a serial killer, basically. It's so good. Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
I love some of the Freedom Tune stuff with him
Mm-hmm.
when he's like, "Clean your room," and they're like, "Oh, wait, I called and repaired my relationship with my dad." Like, just
Yeah.
like making fun of it, like red pilling the
Yeah,
the
that's so good.
Avengers. Yeah, that's good.
There's, it's always tough to decide, like, which hornet nest should I poke, like, as far as,
just all of them.
because, like, really no one gets off free. Like, obviously there's people like, I'll make fun of someone like Matt Fradd or Trent Horn. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of them. I'll make fun of someone like Kennedy Hall, where it's like, I don't hate the guy, but I wouldn't consider myself a fan. Yeah, and there's other people where it could be like, do I want to go into this space and get all the hate? Can I make them laugh? I don't know.
I feel like you punch the Diamond Bros every time.
I do,
though.
and they're pretty much the only group that's really been like, take this video down. So yeah,
And then you're like, I'm gonna make more videos.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make fun of you even more. Like it's good. The jokes you have for them are really funny.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the part of like, I don't know. This will be the first video of mine they comment on.
I
They're
don't know.
not-
They haven't commented on any of my stuff really.
I wouldn't
lately.
take them seriously. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know if someone's a fan. I'm sorry, but like, you know what I mean? Like, some of the stuff is so ridiculous that it's like,
Oh, yeah.
comical is the better way to receive it than just like, how do you,
Yeah.
So that's someone's gonna leave a nasty comment.
We'll see,
I'll
yeah.
pin it. I'll pin it.
Yeah, do it. Pin of
yeah,
shame.
Yeah, pin of shame. The
I
pin
love
of
doing
shame
that.
is so funny.
I love doing that.
It's so funny. It's such a good idea. I think the first time I saw that was, have you seen the videos of like the people that do the hog hunting in Texas with night vision?
No.
So like they have a really big hog infestation. I'm gonna get a comment about this too. I just know it. And Steven, we should give Steven a mic, but I'm glad no one heard that. But they have like they have wild boars that are they reproduce rapidly, and they destroy farmlands and productive lands, and so you can kill them with impunity in the state of Texas because you literally can't kill them fast enough to stop them from destroying like the ecosystem and
Wow.
other animals. And so there's a YouTube channel that makes videos showing night vision. They have night vision. They go out there and they hunt these things, and they have the pin of shame for whoever is the most like radical PETA activist
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
comments, where it's
That's
like, "How
funny.
did you kill these beautiful animals?" And they pin it, and it just gets destroyed with comments and
Oh my
stuff.
gosh.
But the pin of shame is good. I've done
Yeah.
it a couple times on my channel. I've stopped doing it because I'm like, usually the stuff I would pin of shame is like, I probably shouldn't have people dogging on my comments if it's like a serious discussion, but
Yeah, that's fair. So for me, it's
Yeah.
like, it's pretty rare
it's
that I'll-
comedy anyway.
Well, it's
so
pretty rare that I get a negative comment. Most of the time, the pin I give is just like my favorite comment, or whatever. Or if like the person in the video comments, I normally pin their comment because that's just like pay respect. But occasionally I'll get a negative comment, and normally it's like just some like schizo comment that doesn't even make sense. So I just pin it, and I normally don't even say anything. It's just like, because then other people jump in because it's the first comment they see. Yeah, I just think it's the funniest way to respond to them, because like,
Yeah.
especially when people like Diamond followers, like, will like, I'll make a funny video. Like I made this funny, the Diamond and Casman debate. I just made a YouTube poop out of it. It wasn't any sort of commentary
That's
on
good.
set of a contest at all. It was just, I made them both seem funny. And of course I get this comment, "You're a fool for not being a set of a contest," etc. And so I just pin it because I'm like, I didn't even take a side. And they're just like, the fact that you think it's okay to like make fun of such a serious topic just tells me
there's like 8
you're
of them
lost.
in the world, though. Like
Exactly.
there's like 8 of you, so everyone else is a
Yeah.
fool. Yeah, no, that's funny.
Very
Yeah.
few will be saved. We're the 8 that will be saved.
Yeah, there's like
That's what
there's
they
like
pull
8
out.
of us just praying the rosary because we don't think any mass is licit. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. No, it's funny, dude. I love the work you do.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I want to talk about. So by the time this is posted, your most recent video,
Okay.
the Inquisition,
The Inquisition.
Part 1 has come out. Everyone's like, "Oh, it was recorded in the same spot." Yeah, it was recorded right here.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I'm so impressed because
Like,
so like we talked about the idea.
you gave me the idea. Yeah.
That's at the
You
creator
gave-
conference,
yeah.
I think. Because you were asking, I think you were like, "I want to do interviews," and
I
you
was
did,
like, how? Yeah, I was like, I don't remember how it came, but I was like, yeah, I could do interviews, but like, I want to keep I don't want to put serious stuff in the comedy.
Right.
I don't want to do a bait and switch. Like, hey, it's now an apologetics channel.
Right.
And then you gave me that idea. Like,
Yeah,
do
like,
something like Between Two Ferns.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It'll just be Zach Galifianakis Between Two Ferns because I think it's such a funny style. It's
Yeah.
kind of deadpan, it's kind of dry, but it's honestly, it's hard to do. It's like really hard to do.
Yeah.
But Steven and I were in here, so Steven's running the buttons, everybody. So if there's no audio, that's what happened. He forgot to turn it on.
If there's no audio, they're not even gonna know.
Lip readers. Yeah.
But like I was filming some B-roll of you, Steven. Were you running? No, Edgar was running the buttons from Catholic Answers. Shout out to Edgar. And
I totally just like blocked you guys out because I'm like,
that's good. Yeah.
I don't even remember who was in
Well, you
there.
guys. So behind the scenes for everyone watching, you guys did that in one solid take.
One take and didn't break character till
No,
the end.
no redos of lines. Which like so me going in here like. You know, I do video production for a living. I'm used to like even boring stuff that's not funny. We have to do multiple takes, sometimes upwards of like 15 for like a basic corporate video. And for something comedy, like whenever I've filmed like a commercial that's comedy, we're doing like 6 or 7 takes and we're letting them ad lib just to get the best version. And you guys did one solid take, partly because we had a time crunch, like there was limited slots to use the
well,
studio.
we had plenty of time because we did it in one take, 10 minutes. And then the rest of the 20 minutes, we just hung out and talked.
Just
it was so
chatted,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried. I was like, man, am I going to be able to keep it together? Is he going to be able to keep it together? Or is it going to be any point where it's like we say something wrong or we need to redo it? No, one shot.
Right.
It could not have gone better.
Yeah, and like we could have maybe like there's like one audio glitch for Trent where he like misspoke, but it honestly like added to it, you know.
Yeah,
Like, you could like
it
you
was
could
so
really
real, yeah.
overanalyze it and like tweak it, but when we were watching, even just the raw cut, it was
yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
And I'm just impressed with both of you because like the deadpan, like uninterested, disengaged jerk interviewer, and then Trent was just trying to be pleasant, but just like kind of like what's happening here.
It was almost
It's
difficult.
perfect.
Here's the thing, Trent, because he's such a great debater, right? He's so quick on his feet. Like, because, you know, Between Two Ferns, sometimes he'll ask like a really passive aggressive question, and then it's just kind of silence because like, how do you respond? Trent, it's like he takes 1 second to think about it, and then he has an answer. I wasn't really expecting that. I was hoping for some more like awkward silent pauses, but he just had an answer.
Right.
They kind of made it funnier though, because he just rolled with everything, and then he had a couple like just like zingers at me that
Oh yeah,
he
that
just
weren't
thought
even
on the spot.
scripted.
Because I only gave him a couple lines. The rest was just him.
Right. Which yeah,
yeah.
shout out to Trent. I mean,
You
that
did
was
awesome.
incredible.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Really good sport. Yeah, because I mean, you had some really funny like questions
Yeah.
in there, and I was like, oh man, I'd be worried to be like, oh man, hopefully that's okay. Because so for the audience's sake, you didn't show him the questions like weeks in advance. He got to see them like
I only
the
showed
day
him
of,
like
right?
2 or 3 of the questions right when he sat down. I'm like, hey, here's a couple questions where I want you to say this. But other than that, and also he killed it because he like pretty much memorized those lines and he did it perfectly at the right
Yeah,
time.
he
and
had
everything.
his like sheet on the floor
Yeah.
right here.
But
yeah.
he like and he has like a theater background, so I knew he'd do well with it. So
The pauses, like it was really cool. It was fun to watch in person, but then like to edit it and like see the pacing
yeah.
and stuff go together, like it works so well for that type of thing.
it's amazing. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything like that
Yeah.
in our niche.
I'd love to do more. I mean, this setup is just incredible with the multi-camera, the amazing
We literally
lighting
have
and
2
everything.
plants that we're between.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be tough to ever do something like that again until next Catholic Answers conference.
Hey, maybe that's the time of year.
It'll be an annual
It's
thing.
okay. I
maybe.
fly out
don't
to your
know.
neck of the woods. Just tell me to bring stuff. I'll
Yeah,
bring
exactly.
Stuff,
Just
dude.
bring all your gear,
I
set
had
up at
so
my
much
house.
fun.
Yeah.
I had so much fun just like watching you guys do it, and then
Editing
we
it and
edited
everything,
it
yeah.
downstairs in the
That
green
was so
room.
cool, man.
Yeah.
I
And it was
hope
funny.
It does well. Yeah.
We probably had like someone should have filmed this, but when you and I were sitting together at the laptop cutting it, and like, because honestly, like it's crazy for anyone watching, and if you understand video editing, you know how crazy this is. I didn't add space and I didn't remove space to that, so like the cut of that video is exactly how it was filmed. The only thing that's changing is the camera
Yeah,
angles.
you didn't
That's
change the
wild.
time at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Like normally I'd be finding clips and we even recorded some of like you guys just having reactions. I didn't use
We didn't
any
end up
of
using
them.
it. Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's wild cuz like I mean, yeah, sure, like you could maybe tweak it, but like it was so naturally good on its own that it like wasn't worth over investing
Yeah.
the time to change, which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just honestly couldn't have gone better. If I ever do it again, it's a high
Yeah.
bar to reach.
I
as
was
far
going
as,
to say
like,
you kind of like killed it with the first one and then
I feel like the thing is though, like, because I've seen the bloopers of Between Two Ferns, like it just looks like they're having so much fun.
yeah, that's
when they break character. Like I kind of almost wanted that to happen just because it'd be kind of funny. but at the end of the day, it was better that we didn't. But I can't keep that as a standard. So
How did you prepare for it? So like obviously you wrote the jokes.
wrote questions. I used ChatGPT a little bit for ideas.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I wrote questions. I tried to think in my mind like how would Trent answer that, and ended up never really being right because he just went, he did his own thing. He played along. He did a mix of serious and funny answers. But yeah, I was just trying to think of like what's a question that's like, I don't know. What are questions that would just get you to be like, what are you asking? And maybe part of it too is like the apologists sometimes do get maybe dumb questions when they're on the radio, so they're kind of prepared for how to like answer that politely. And it's funny too because I had to tell Trent like, so start off like polite and then as the video goes on like get a little more defensive, and he did really well with that as well.
He did.
Like he really seemed like upset by the end. He did well.
I honestly, so like I was filming B-roll off on the side, and like especially when you started like you brought up the stuff about Laura, he was so convincingly offended that for a second I was like, oh crap, is he like actually mad? Like did he tell me?
Well, that's what the parts about Laura were the parts that I gave him. And
totally.
And I think that worked out for the best. Because, I made it clear to him, like, dude, I love you. I love Laura's stuff. Like, this is all just for good fun. And he knows that. So, yeah.
He was so convincingly upset looking at that I seriously, I had an awkward moment where I'm like, ooh.
That's so good, though.
And that was like the first session of any of these recordings. So it's like if that made everyone
Trent's not coming back for any interviews after that. Be like, hey, are you going to do the same thing the other guy did?
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
He was a great sport.
That's so funny. Cool, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it was really cool. It was cool to be a part of, and that's like how this whole weekend was, right? Like just all these different creators with the Catholic Answers apologists, just seeing everything they're doing and just like interacting with everyone. A lot of good content came from this, I think.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
But it's kind of funny. Like, I think most of the content creators went to maybe a few of the talks, but we were just all hanging out with everybody.
We were mostly
having a good time.
It's such a unique opportunity for us to all be together. I think some of the the staff probably treats it the same way. It's like we're all together. I can't wait to listen to all the talks later because I missed a couple that I really want to hear. But yeah, just being in person is so cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And then, like, just to be able to, like, just share spaces and talk and everyone's connecting. And I think a lot of collaborations are going to come from it and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a good thing. Like, we need the Catholic world to do this more.
Right.
And just connect and create. And that happened at the Creator Conference, obviously, in Steubenville. That was, like, the hub where this kind of all started a little bit. And then to have it, like, funnel into this and just keep the party going was really, really good. So
yeah, we need to see more people getting together. And, like, even if you don't necessarily agree on everything, like, that's fine. Like, people seem to think that, like, oh, I disagree with this guy on this, so I can't, like, associate with him. And it's like, dude, come on. Just have a conversation or make a video about it. Or you can even do a live stream and be like, have a charitable disagreement about something. Like,
right, totally.
That's how it should be.
Totally. Well, I think you have to. What time do you have to get to the airport at? You're flying out.
Probably leave here at 8. I think we might.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, we have a little bit of time, but we can wrap it up. What do you have? Like, obviously, the video that's coming out.
That's the big one coming out.
That'll be out by the time this is recorded. Yeah. But do you have any other stuff you're working on that people, by the time they see this, they can keep an eye out for? By the time you see
probably nothing yet. By the time you see this, I've got a few ideas. So one is, and this one's very early stages, but it'll be Catholic Shark Tank. So it'll be like 5 well-known Catholics, and then like people pitching really bad ideas, or maybe an idea where like Trent Horn will think it's a great idea, but Taylor Marshall won't, just because they're sensitivities or whatever.
That's funny.
So I'm still working on that to get some good ideas. I was actually able to AI voice clone the announcer voice for Shark Tank. And it worked really well. Like, I can make him say anything, and it sounds like the generic like announcer voice. So there's that. I've got a couple ideas. I was talking earlier about making some sort of social commentary while using humor. I've got a couple ideas. One is it'll be a Kennedy Hall parody. So you know how Kennedy Hall, his big thing is, the Novus Ordo is evil, and it's displeasing to God, and it's wrong because they stripped out this part and this part of the Tridentine Mass. So if you take out this good part, that means it's necessarily evil now, right? You took out the good, now it's evil. And I'm basically going to make a video where like he goes a level deeper and he's like, low Mass is evil because they stripped the sacred music out of it. They stripped out the Asparagus May at the beginning. They stripped out the homily. Like, you can something like that where it'd be so ridiculous. Sure. Like, he would never say that, but also like, wait, this is the same kind of logic he's using.
Sure.
And you hear it in his voice. I don't know if that's going to change anyone's mind, but like, I still think it's going to be like, okay, that was kind of touche. I've got another Diamond Brother idea.
Classic.
It's gonna be good.
Love it.
It's basically gonna be exposing the Council of Trent, the council, not the person, but the council, because their whole thing is like, oh, Vatican II contradicts all these other things. You'd be surprised if you really do the digging and research. You can find things in every council that seem novel at the time and apparently contradict things in the past, right? So I found a few things that are like, actually, like, this is using their logic. You could conclude that the Council of Trent was a robber council and that we haven't had a pope since then. And like, I'm sure they'll have some response. Like, they probably won't actually respond.
Right.
But again, it's like making a point like, hey, like, this is just your logic on steroids, basically. But it's a difference in, what is it? A difference in degree, but not kind.
Right.
Is sort of the idea. So I've got a couple of those ideas. Trent Horn actually I was talking to him after. He was giving me some ideas about do like a TNT reunion using AI.
That'd be good. That'd be really funny.
And I was also thinking like Michael Lofton, Eric Ybarra reunion. That could be fun.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I have to think about how I want to do that. And like, it would be so cool if I could like get a video like that and get both of them to watch it.
Yeah.
Like maybe that could be a step towards something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot of people who are like, I'm a fan of both of these guys, and I don't like that they're fighting. And maybe I can, I don't know, add something to that, something
Just make
positive.
them laugh together.
Yeah, exactly. Make both their audience
themselves
laugh
and each
together.
other,
Maybe they'll see and be like, our audiences love both of us. What are we doing? Why are
Right.
we doing this?
Then you can have the real one. Yeah, exactly.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Well, where can, I mean, obviously we've said your name a couple times. Like, where can people plug in with you? Like YouTube? Do you have a Patreon? Stuff like that?
Yeah, so Deuterocomical on YouTube. I have an Instagram. I normally post stories just when I'm at places. So like when I was here, I posted a ton of things. Those kind of disappear after 24 hours. Creator conference, same thing. Sometimes I'll post clips, but I really am not super active on there. Mostly I just like videos and comment on videos there. I did start a Patreon because everyone was saying, dude, this next video is going to blow up. So I did a Patreon, and then I don't know if you've heard of like the Buy Me a Coffee thing, where it's just like you. I was like, I'm not doing this for the money, but like, if this is going to blow up and people really appreciate it, like, sure.
Yeah.
And my Patreon's not really going to offer anything. I even put that in the tiers. I'm like, $5, you get nothing. $10, you get nothing, but I get a little bit more. Something like that. And if if no one signs up, it's fine. But might as well throw it out there because I don't want to ever put any of my stuff behind a paywall. And also, I don't make enough stuff that I could give perks to patrons.
Right.
So at this point, I'm like, sorry, just like if you really appreciate me, like give me some money, I guess. But it's whatever.
Well, and even then, it's like if you started making like some decent money off this, you'd be able to do it more, probably.
Sure. Yeah.
So go support him on Patreon for like $100, so he gets the most.
I don't even know if I have that tier. But
make the tier, and do the $100 tier, and then we get more comedy. Then I get to laugh and thank you for paying for it. So, well, Seth, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's been good to hang out with you. Like it's funny. Like it's crazy to me that like a year and a half ago, there's all these creators that I like maybe was interacting with, but now we're all meeting. It's like I've seen you twice in one calendar year. That's wild to me.
So
but that needs to happen more. So it's good that it's happening.
Very cool. Yeah.
I hope we keep it going. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
Make sure you go check out Deuterocomical. I've got him linked in the title of the video or the description or whatever I arbitrarily decide to do later. Make sure you check out his content and subscribe. And then, as always, if you like this video, like and subscribe. We'll see you next time on Drew the Catholic. Peace out.
See ya.
I really just said peace out.
Peace out, brother.
Imagine it's like when I like the like the sharing of the peace and people do the peace sign.
Sign of peace.
Oh god.
Let us offer each other a sign of peace.
And they like literally peace sign.